Horse of the East can go down in the first race of the day. If Chief's Crown loses, we go home in a freight train, Pete.
An experience which is certainly not foreign to you, Harv. And I know many of your simplistic fellow New York handicappers are going for Chief's Crown. He is a fine horse. He'll be odds on. But funny thing, a lot of breeders don't agree. They're having a lot of trouble selling syndicate shares in this colt. Today could be pivotal for that effort. Of course, the New York chauvinist bettors don't appreciate horses that summer in the heat of Calder Racecourse in Miami, struggling along on the artificial turf to learn their lessons. But Spendabuck did it, and when he went out of town, a funny thing happened. He didn't cool off a bit. Stayed pretty hot, Harv.
Yep, but they're spending a lot of bucks to run him. $120,000 they're putting up against Chief's Crown. They got a lot of confidence in their horse.
And of course, so does John Veach, the trainer of Script, Ohio. Veach, one of the most bubbling personalities in racing, always thinks he has a shot. Script, Ohio, well, he's a long shot today, but as viewers may have already guessed, Harvey and I both have a special interest in rooting for John Veach. You'll know when you see him, he doesn't have a hair on his head.
But he has Script, Ohio. I don't blame him for bringing him out. He only lost by 18 for Chief's Crown. Well worth the trip.
Second longest in the United States, as they have lengthened it now over 1,300 feet, 1,300 feet. And there's the turf finish line, and used to be the dirt finish line there in front of us, and then it goes on down, and some of the jockeys have had some trouble with it.
That's right. There's a new finish line now, and of course Tom's at the right finish line though to call it for us.
And here he is, Tom Durkin, upstairs.
All right, we've got two more horses to load in the gate. We're waiting for Bionic Light and Spectacular Love. They're in the gate. And they're off. Bionic Light shows first on the outside. Spectacular Love is moving right with them. There goes Proudest Hour now, charging up on the inside. Secretary General is also out fast, and in between horses it's Spendabuck. A battle for the early lead as they enter the main track, and Spendabuck now emerges with a short lead, and Proudest Hour driving up on the inside is now second by ahead. Secretary General right there in between horses. Bionic Light right with the early leaders. He's fourth on the outside, about 2 lengths back. And then 3 more lengths to Spectacular Love now. He's settled into 5th position, and the favorite Chief's Crown is 6th. 7 lengths off the leaders as they head for the half-mile pole. Toward the inside, Tank's Prospect is now racing in 7th position. Script, Ohio is now 8th. And farther back are the trailers, Concert Hall and Dauphine Fableau, as the field races round the far turn. The quarter in 22 and 2 and a half and 45 seconds flat. And Spendabuck now, he's got a 2-length lead. Bionic Light is giving chase in second. And here comes the favorite, Chief's Crown, and he's flying on the outside now as the field turns for home. Proudest Hour is giving it up now, and he's fourth toward the inside. And Tank's Prospect is gaining ground toward the rail, but they still have Spendabuck to catch. Chief's Crown attacks on the outside. Tank's Prospect is now third toward the inside. Bionic Light is fourth. They're inside the final furlong, and here comes Chief's Crown on the outside. He's taken the lead. Tank's Prospect, a late move toward the inside. They're coming to the finish. Chief's Crown, here's the wire, and a champion is crowned. It's Chief's Crown. Chief's Crown was stalking the pace. He was about 7 lengths off the lead down the backstretch, and with a sweeping and dramatic move on the turn, he goes on to victory in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Number 5, Chief's Crown. The favorite went off at 3-5. Well rated by jockey Don Macbeth. It's his only opportunity today. Waited for his move at the top of the stretch. And Tank's Prospect closing hard. A solid second, Dave.
A very cleanly run race, very zippy first quarter, 22 and 2. And from right here, I thought Spendabuck was going to be home. There were no starting gate tracks for him to jump over today. You might see that blue piece of, it's a shadow roll over his nose. That was to keep him from jumping any shadows. Tank's Prospect on the inside is still learning how to run, and he's going to be a real good racehorse. And I didn't think the Chief's Crown was going to come on. When they reached that old finish line, it was Spendabuck. When they reached the new finish line, it was Chief's Crown, who now everybody from here to Kingdom Come is going to be talking about as the favorite for next year's Kentucky Derby. Tank's Prospect on the rail and the white set of blinkers coming on, but Don Macbeth gets home in front with Chief's Crown, trained by Roger Lauren. Tank's Prospect second, Spendabuck third, and the final time was 1:26. 36-1. 136-1.
So Chiefs Crown answering the call, the favorite, and winning again. That's 6 wins in 9 starts for Chiefs Crown. Unofficially, Tanks Prospect with Spend a Buck and Script Ohio finishing 4th.
The presence of Chiefs Crown reduced the 1985 Bluegrass to a field of just 4 runners. The previous year's champion 2-year-old colt had been everyone's favorite for the Kentucky Derby since his win in the inaugural Breeders' Cup Juvenile. With 2 wins to start his 3-year-old campaign, his Derby favorite status was firmly intact heading into the Bluegrass. Sent off as the 2-5 favorite, the champ didn't disappoint, drawing off to a 5.5 length win. The final time of 1:47.3 was the second fastest in race history, and at the time was just 1/5 of a second off Round Table's track.
Ready for a start in the Kentucky Derby. Chiefs Crown the favorite. They're at the pose. And they're off. Breaking for the lead from the outside. That's Spend a Buck. Eternal Prince is off slowly on the inside. Chiefs Crown moves into second. Up from the outside, Oncouleur runs the third. From the rail, Irish Fighter is a fourth. Then up from the outside, Skywalker fifth ahead. Eternal Prince sixth. They're moving for the first turn, and Spend a Buck has the lead by a length and a half. Chiefs Crown second on the outside. Irish Fighter third ahead. Oncouleur fourth ahead. Eternal Prince fifth, a length and a half. Skywalker sixth. Ruler is 7th, Tanks Prospect 8th by ahead. Loading Reserve 9th, I Am the Game 10th ahead. Then on the outside, Fast to Count. Gap up to the Proud Two, then the trailer, Steffen's Odyssey. And down the back stretch, Spend a Buck has quickly opened the lead, has it by 6 lengths. Chiefs Crown second, a length and a half. Irish Fighter third ahead. Eternal Prince fourth. From the rail, Tanks Prospect is gaining ground fifth. Length further back, that's Oncouleur. Then on the outside, Roman Rule. They're moving for the turn. It's Spend a Buck, the leader by 6. Chiefs Crown second ahead. Tanks Prospect third a half. Irish Fighter is still fourth. A length further back, up from the outside, Roman Rule takes it fifth. They're midway through the turn, and Spend a Buck leads by 5. Chiefs Crown second, a length and a half. On the rail, Tanks Prospect is the third. Up from the inside into fourth. That's Fast to Count. They're moving for the stretch. It's Spend a Buck with a 5-length lead. Chiefs Crown is still second. From the inside, that's Fast to Count third. Steffen's Odyssey is gaining ground down along the rail fourth. In the final furlong, it's all Spend a Buck by 5. On the inside, that's Steffen's Odyssey with Chiefs Crown and Fast to Count. Nearing the wire, it's Spend a Buck with the lead. Underway, Spend a Buck leads wire to win the Derby by 4, maybe 5 lengths. Steffen's Odyssey gets up for second with Chiefs Crown third. Running time 2.
Chiefs Crown has won 9 races in 13 starts. He was the pre-race favorite for the Kentucky Derby, but finished third. He is, of course, trained by the likable and knowledgeable Roger Lauren. Donald Macbeth is the jockey. We go back to the Derby race, isolating on Chiefs Crown. There he was at the very start of the race, racing forwardly on the heels of Spend a Buck. But things would soon change. In the backstretch, Spend a Buck, in effect, said, "See you later." And he opened a huge and unconquerable stakes. Numbers of horses will conform to post position as we go. And we look first at the number 1 horse, Southern Sultan, the jockey James Terry. Southern Sultan, obviously a tremendous long shot. The current odds at 50-1. The number 2 horse, another long shot, Tajawar, and history being made, as Jack Whitaker pointed out, the jockey Patricia Cooksey, and the current odds at 40-1. The number 3 horse is Chiefs Crown, everybody's favorite at this point. Don Macbeth up. The current odds, even money. The number 4 horse to provide presumably the early speed, Eternal Prince. This time, Chris McCarron up, not Richard Migliori. The current odds 5-2, the second choice. The number 5 horse is I Am the Game. The jockey, Red Hot. Here at Pimlico, Don Miller. The current odds 13-1. The number 6 horse is Tank's Prospect. Pat Day up this time, not Gary Stevens. The current odds 9-2, the winner of the Arkansas Derby. The number 7 horse is Sport Jet. The jockey, Ron Allen Jr. And the current odds 45-1. The number 8 horse is Cutlass Reality. The jockey, Vincent Perciali. He is a very fine jockey. Cutlass Reality at 60-1 is the number 8 horse. Sparrowvon with Wayne Barnett, the black jockey, the 9 horse. Odds 35-1. The number 10 horse is the potential sleeper, winner of the Preakness Prep Skip Trial, Christopher Antley up. And the odds 16-1. And then, winding up the field, Haji's Treasure, winner of the California Derby, the jockey Joe Giudice, current odds 24-1. So there is your post-parade for the Preakness Stakes, and we'll be returning in a moment.
Third place finish in the Kentucky Derby, and can Tank's Prospect, that one-run son of a gun, do it this afternoon? They're all in line and ready for the start of the Preakness. And they're off. Sport Jet on the outside quickly, but here comes Eternal Prince between horses. Passing the stands for the first time, Eternal Prince with Chris McCarron aboard taking command. Sport Jet on the outside is second. Chief's Crown right there third. Haji's Treasure on the far outside. And Tajua at the rail. After that, it's I Am the Game. Skip Trial. Tank's Prospect tucked in at the rail. Cutlass Reality. That's Sparrowvon, and the trailer is Southern Sultan. Now around the turn and racing to the backstretch. And it's Eternal Prince showing the way by a length and 3/4. Sport Jet holds the second spot by a tight length. Haji's Treasure on the outside is right there third. A gap of a length and 1/4, and at the rail, Tajua is next. Now Haji's Treasure is pulling up. Haji's Treasure is out of it on the backstretch. The first quarter in a very quick 22-2. The half in 45-1. And Eternal Prince in command by 2 lengths. On the outside, Sport Jet is in second position. Tajua races third. And on the outside, here comes Chief's Crown making a move in fourth past the half-mile pole. And there goes Chief's Crown roaring up into the second spot. And the favorites are now 1-2. It's Eternal Prince in front by 3/4 of a length. Chief's Crown on the outside. Don Macbeth asks for a little speed and gets it. 2.5 lengths farther back. I Am the Game races third. And Tank's Prospect closing ground stoutly out in the middle of the racetrack. The two of them team up with 1/4 of a mile to go. And Chief's Crown on the outside, taking command, drawing off to lead by 1. Eternal Prince is second, and down the stretch they come. Chief's Crown, Don Macbeth aboard, drawing off to lead by 2. Here comes Tank's Prospect, gaining with every stride on the outside. Eternal Prince is finished, and here comes the stretch drive. Here comes Tank's Prospect on the outside. Tank's Prospect on the outside, flying at the finish, and I think he made it. Tank's Prospect with jockey Pat Day, I believe, was up to win it by about a nose. Chief's Crown looked like the winner through the stretch, but he didn't have it. Tank's Prospect picked up all the pieces in 1 minute 53 and 2/5 seconds. A new track record by a 1/5 of a second. D. Wayne Lucas, who won this race in 1980 with Codex, wins it again in 85 with Tank's Prospect.
They're all in line. And they're off. Eternal Prince on the outside with Purple Mountain, fast to count, and Chief's Crown on the rail. Purple Mountain with Grael goes for the lead, has it by about a half. Eternal Prince on the outside in second, and then Cutlass Reality is third, fast to count in fourth. Nearest the rail is Chief's Crown in fifth. Chief's Crown now moves up into fourth, right behind Cutlass Reality. They enter the clubhouse turn. Purple Mountain has the lead by about a length and a half. Eternal Prince on the outside is in second. Cutlass Reality is third. The first quarter, very fast. 23-1. Purple Mountain with Grael is showing the way. A very fast pace, has it by a length. Eternal Prince on the outside with Miliori is second by about a half. Cutlass Reality in third by about 2.5. Then Chief's Crown on the outside is now joined on the rail by Tank's Prospect. And Fast Account. They're on to the backstretch, the half. 47 flat. It's Purple Mountain, Eternal Prince, Cutlass Reality vying for the lead with Purple Mountain in front by a half. Cutlass Reality on the rail is second now by a half. On the outside, Eternal Prince is third by about 2.5. Then Chief's Crown, Fast Account, and Tank's Prospect. The winner of the Preakness Stakes is in sixth. Cutlass Reality, a long shot in this race, now takes the lead by a neck. Purple Mountain on the outside is giving way a bit, is second by about a length, and Eternal Prince, winner of the Wood Memorial Stakes, is in third by about 3. The favorite, Chief's Crown, is in fourth by a half. Then Fast Account, Tank's Prospect, followed by Creme Fraiche on the rail, back where he belongs. On the outside is El Bosco with Vasquez. Then Important Business, the supplemental entry. On the outside again, Southern Sultan. And Stefan's Odyssey is last. But Stefan's Odyssey now gains into 10th. They round the far turn, 3/4, 10-4. The mile and 35-1. The pace is fast. Cutlass Reality leads the way by about 2. Purple Mountain still in the second. My golly. On the outside, there goes Chief's Crown gaining ground, and Fast Account with McCarran gains on the rail. Chief's Crown, the favorite, now moves into second, gaining ground on the outside of Cutlass Reality as they approach the top of the stretch. It's Cutlass Reality on the rail. On the outside, Chief's Crown farther out. There goes Creme Fraiche with Maple. On the rail with Pinkai is Stefan's Odyssey. Chief's Crown, Cutlass Reality, Stefan's Odyssey on the rail. Stefan's Odyssey on the rail with Pinkai now gains the lead. On the outside is Chief's Crown, and farther out, here comes Creme Fraiche. They pass the 8th pole. It's the entry of Woody Stevens. Creme Fraiche with Maple. Stefan's Odyssey with Pinkai. Chief's Crown is third. Creme Fraiche on the outside has the lead by a neck with Stefan's Odyssey second. Creme Fraiche in front. In line. There. Chief's Crown with Turcoman and Uptown Swell, those three heads apart. On the outside, a skip trial. And then Don's Choice. Broadway Tommy and Stefan's Odyssey. They pass the stands with Turcoman leading by a neck. Now Don's Choice on the outside moves into second, challenging the early lead as they approach the clubhouse turn. Don's Choice on the outside puts a neck in front. On the outside again is Skip Trial, and on the rail is Turcoman. Turcoman on the rail once again gains the lead. Then Don's Choice is second, Skip Trial third, Chief's Crown is in fourth. Then Uptown Swell, Stefan's Odyssey, and Broadway Tommy is seventh. The first quarter, 24-1 as they approach the backstretch. Turcoman on the rail. On the outside, Don's Choice. Don's Choice now puts ahead in front. Skip Trial on the outside of Turcoman. They're heads apart, second and a third. They have about 5 on Chief's Crown in fourth. And that's Uptown Swell. Stefan's Odyssey and Broadway Tommy remains in seventh. The half in 48-1. Don's Choice, Turcoman still vying for the lead. Skip Trial on the outside is a very close third. They have about 3 on Chief's Crown still in fourth. Stefan's Odyssey is still far back in sixth. They enter the far turn, 3/4, 11-4. Don's Choice on the outside now takes the lead, and there goes Skip Trial alongside. Skip Trial now takes the lead. Don's Choice alongside in second. On the rail is Turcoman in third by 2, then Chief's Crown. They approach the top of the stretch. Stefan's Odyssey still far back in sixth. Skip Trial on the outside leads by a neck. Turcoman on the rail in second. There goes Chief's Crown on the outside. Skip Trial has the lead by a neck. Turcoman comes on again. Chief's Crown gaining ground on the outside. Uptown Swell on the rail in fourth. There's Stefan's Odyssey on the outside. They pass the 8th pole. Chief's Crown, last year's 2-year-old champion, now takes the lead. Turcoman is second. Skip Trial is back into third. Then Stefan's Odyssey. It's Chief's Crown in front.
Let's take a look at the field for this $3 million Breeders' Cup Classic sponsored by Mobil Oil. And number 1 is Gate Dancer, and you can see the hooded wonder there now wearing the earmuffs. Well, Thursday was Halloween. It still looks like Gate Dancer's dressed for it. You can't throw him out. He's a better horse in 85 than he was in 84. Jack Van Berg, last year's Eclipse Award winning trainer. And Gate Dancer was second last out to Van Landingham in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Before that, he only lost the Marlboro by a head to Chief's Crown, who's also one of the competitors here. And the rider is Chris McCarron. And Van Landingham, and this is a horse by Cox's Ridge. In fact, Van Landingham is the name of the last family up there on Cox's Ridge. And Van Landingham has speed. He annihilated him in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Before that, he was third in the Marlboro and second in the Woodward. And this is a terrific racehorse. Likes to be up front. Turcoman, a fresh horse. He's huge. He's 17 hands high, and he has a very confident trainer. Gary Jones was saying earlier this week, bet on him, and if he loses, I'll give you your money back. He was second in the Travers, and he had a big comeback race on October 16th, winning by 10 lengths in Allowance Company. Track Baron, like Van Landingham, likes to be up on the engine. His best race of the year was the Woodward, which he won by 4 lengths, but I have a question mark as whether he can go a mile and a quarter this afternoon. That's Junior Cordero aboard. And Chief's Crown, a pro, P-R-O. And it's very interesting. If he loses a race, somebody has to run the race of their life to beat him, and it's happened a couple times this year. But today is the central moment in his racing and breeding career. So much depends on this race right now. Horse of the Year honors, his syndication fee, Chief's Crown, Don Macbeth reunited with him. Don's been aboard him for the last 2 victories, the Marlboro and a handicap here at Belmont Park. Proud Truth, off since May and then came back in October to win by 3, and the Discovery by a neck, which was a tremendous race. He was off because of a slight stress fracture, but he's ready for Bear now. And his sire and his dam, interesting story is that they're both in their 20s. Proud Truth with Velazquez aboard, ready for this one. Bounding Basque, the opposite of Chief's Crown. He'll be out ready to trick or treat with Gate Dancer. You really can't figure him out. He's very, very uneven. And this afternoon, the riding assignment goes to Robbie Davis. And completing the field, a Canadian bred. We haven't had a Canadian winner here. If you want some value, how about Lafitte Pinkai Jr. at over 20 to 1? He's versatile. He can run up front. He can come from behind. He can run on the turf. He can run under the dirt, but he's never run against this class this afternoon. It is an outstanding field.
And Chief's Crown is the favorite at 2 to 1. Gate Dancer 3 to 1. Van Landingham guided in. And they're ready now for a $3 million run. Let's go upstairs.
And they're up in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Chief's Crown is away quickly. And so is Van Landingham. And Cordero sends Track Baron in between them now to grab the lead. Cordero puts Track Baron on the lead now, and he takes him back a bit. And Van Landingham comes after him from the outside. Chief's Crown comes away with the leaders, now racing in 3rd position. Imperial Choice is 4th on the outside. Bounding Basque is racing in 5th. And then it's Gate Dancer. He's 6th on the inside. Farther back are Turcoman and Proud Truth, the trailers. Track Baron with pressure from Van Landingham. The first quarter went at an even 23 seconds. Those two hook up as they begin their run up the backstretch. It's a gap of 3.5 lengths. Back to Chief's Crown and Imperial Choice alongside. Another 2 back to Gate Dancer, and he's about 7 lengths off the lead now. Bounding Basque alongside, racing in 6th position. Then Turcoman second to last, and Proud Truth trails. 46 and 4 for the half mile. They continue up the backstretch. It's still Track Baron holding on to the lead. Van Landingham is right at his neck. It's another 3.5 lengths. Back to a patient Don Macbeth with Chief's Crown. Now he asks him for a run with a half mile to go. Imperial Choice is right alongside Chief's Crown. Gate Dancer is moving through in between horses now. Turcoman is putting in a big run toward the rail. And they're midway around the final furlong now. They're midway 3 furlongs to run. It's Track Baron with a short lead. Imperial Choice is gaining ground on the outside. Van Landingham. Chief's Crown is surging. Chief's Crown now emerges from in between horses. Imperial Choice is right there. Gate Dancer is closing boldly on the outside. Proud Truth, he was last down the backstretch. He's taking it to the leader. It's Gate Dancer in front with less than a furlong to run. Proud Truth is right at his neck. Proud Truth on the outside. Gate Dancer is game. Proud Truth ahead. Gate Dancer, those two a driving finish. Proud Truth has won it. Proud Truth got up in the final jumps to defeat Gate Dancer. Those two were heads apart, bobbing at the finish. The final time, 2 minutes and 4/5 of a second. Proud Truth, the winner of the second Breeders' Cup Classic.
The 3-year-old Proud Truth, a surprise at 7-1, written by George Velasquez. The arch rival of Chiefs Crown, an off-the-pace threat, 5th in the Kentucky Derby, couldn't handle the track. But boy, he loved it at Aqueduct today.
Just 5 days ago, Proud Truth won the Discovery by a neck in the greatest performance of his life. But this was his biggest payday this afternoon as he slipped through fractions of 23, 46 and 4, 111, the mile in 136 and 2, and mowed down Gate Dancer on the outside in the final furlongs, home in 2 minutes and 4/5 of a second. Darby Dan Farms, Proud Truth. John Galbraith said this is the best horse he ever owned. He's just been proven right. Many of us thought that that wasn't. $3 million. John Veach, the trainer, and on the far outside, wearing the brown and fawn colors, you're going to see Proud Truth roll on with Velasquez, who won earlier this afternoon with Life's Magic. It looked to me like I was going to be a winner here with Gate Dancer. Chris McCarron, left-handed whip there, but here comes Velasquez on the outside, and down the stretch they come for a 2-horse race for the $3 million. Proud Truth on the outside with just 5 days rest. What a performance as he wins the Classic today.
And a classic race again it was, the son of Graustark. And there you see it on the wire, by ahead, Proud Truth. And what was a concern